should be charged as an adult for doing adult things in a place where children should be learning.
The 16-year-old suspect accused of bringing a gun to Joppatown High School and using it to kill his classmate is being charged as an adult with murder, assault, and firearms violations.
The debate about the impact of violent video games on children's behavior has been ongoing for years. One specific concern is the potential link between shooting video games and school shootings.
Are you in a safe spot right now?
I think so.
Okay, police, what's addressing your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on 2nd Avenue in the school, and the gentleman said, tell them to hold down. The police officer coming, and he said he's going to start shooting, so tell them to back off.
Okay, one moment.
Do not let anybody in the building, including the police. Do not let anybody in the building, including the police.
Okay, stay on the line with me, ma'am. Where are you?
I'm in the front office. Ooh, he just went outside and started shooting.
Okay.
Ooh, can I
Things. While there is no straightforward answer, research suggests that exposure to violent video games can have a significant influence on children's thoughts, feelings, and actions. Shooting video games often glorifies violence, making it seem acceptable and even rewarding. Repeated exposure to such content can desensitize children to the consequences of violence, leading them to view it as a viable solution to problems. This desensitization can translate to real-life situations, including school settings. Studies have shown that playing violent video games can increase aggression and behavioral problems in children. These effects can manifest in various ways, including increased irritability and anger, decreased empathy and compassion, improved aggression and fighting skills. While not all children who play shooting video games will engage in violent behavior, there have been instances where school shooters were avid players of such games. For example, the perpetrators of the Columbine High School massacre were known to be fans of violent video games. It's essential for parents and caregivers to be aware of the video games their children play and to guide them in making responsible choices. Because, after a while, after a time, they're playing these games, which really what they are is like a simulator. And after a while, you know what? They want to do the real thing. As we can remember in 2022, the Buffalo shooting, where the young man went to the supermarket and 10 people lost their lives. This young man was live streaming and he was moving tactical. You would think that he's playing Black Ops. And so it's the same mannerism, the same tactical movements in the video games. That's what he really went out and acted upon, because that hatred for people or for whatever reason that triggered him. And so after a while, it's just like the other game, they call it the Grand Theft Auto. Cause the young people to go out and start to steal cars and go on a joyride and do these things. What are we doing? These things, just perpetrate violence. And we don't see our kids going outside and interacting and playing, go to the park, ride your bikes, get on your roller skates, do some kind of activity. No. From the child is out the womb, they are playing video games. It's all about the games and the technology. It's like our children, their brain is now become rewired because that's where they spent most of their time. Sad to say this, if we should calculate the hours that's being spent on video games. So what do you think is going to happen to a mind that is so trained? After a while, they're going to act out on that. And they'll realize that they think that this thing is a game because your mind is so entrenched into what would you do when you're playing the game. And so it become a real life situation. So we have to be careful of what we're doing. And so it is essential for parents and caregivers to be aware of the video games their children play and to guide them in making responsible choices. Here are some tips. Monitor gaming content and set limits on exposure to violent games. Encourage games that promote positive values and skills. Engage in open conversations with your child about violence and its consequences. It's sad to say this, that you have folks that are Christians, speaking in tongues, Bible believing, know the word in and out, and are somehow in their homes. Some will have a prayer room, but they also have a gaming room. And so they spend money and time to buy up all the latest games. They will sit there and play. Even preachers addicted to these video games, violence. And they pass it on to their children, whatever. And you Christian Bible believing, buying these games every Christmas and on birthday, getting the latest games, giving them to their children. Just understand that when the day comes, you're going to stand and give an account for that. What seed are you sowing? You're sowing something. So much time is taken up with these violent video games. While shooting video games are not the sole cause of the school shootings, they can be a contributing factor. By understanding the potential influence of these games and taking steps to guide our children, we can work towards creating a safer and more compassionate environment for all.